DJ Firestarr, keeping it smashed.
He does this all day. Why are you nervous?
What's going on, Star?
What God?
Wow, what's up, B? What you telling me?
Episode
12, yeah?
12.
Yeah.
12 deep.
Can you
12
believe
strong.
we got to 12?
Special guest in the building.
Strong.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Tiago in the
On Tigzid,
building.
Yeah, I'm Tigzid, I'm here, yeah.
Long time friend and that.
I know. We've been...
First time we've met, though.
Yeah, first time we met, yeah.
Yeah.
Been a while, me and Star, though. We go
Really?
way back, yeah.
How do you know each other?
Well, I think I used to go to some of the local nights when I was more back in locally here.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the local nights, I was just like listening to, I think Meek Mill came out at the time.
Them early days.
And I keep going back to South Lisbon. That's where I'm from. So
Okay.
I live in between there and here. And I remember one time we were here and I heard someone just play Meek Millie, I'm a Boss. And I was like,
We were just talking about
We
that.
were.
Oh, Tigz, Resh goes to me, what would be your
Karaoke
song?
and he said
I was
that
like,
one.
probably
it's
Rick
got a
Ross
beat.
song.
And the thing is, every time I see this Indian little dude just popping his head, and who the f is this guy, man? I'm gonna roll up like, yo, what's up, B? What are you telling me? So it's just like love, like, yo, you play the right stuff, you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of how we met, and then post
But
that.
we knew each other from back when I first started DJing.
I
When you
think-
used to
I
roll
think-
through the club.
Yeah,
We were young though.
I think we were like young, so it wasn't like we
No,
really knew
we
each
never
other. We
s-
just knew, we saw each other's
Yeah.
faces
Yeah.
because I put
Small
city and that.
I put a couple nights on myself here.
Okay.
So then I think like everyone in the scene kind of just knew each other, like
Right.
you know what I mean.
Local. But
But
things
yeah,
have
it was a
developed a
local
long
thing.
way.
But yeah, it was.
Was that
it
a long
was-
time ago?
This is like
Yeah, we're talking, you got
10 years back.
plus.
10
From
years-
knowing
no,
each
from,
other,
from just
but then
crossing
connecting,
face.
I mean, and then
That's like 5,
properly
6.
talking, yeah. And then
6, 7, I think.
To just
I was
put-
like 20.
to put on record, obviously let's talk about the Ace Hood thing quickly. We
Yeah,
reconnected. We reconnected because you had
Right.
the show. You
Yeah.
were doing parties, and you've got a lot of connects
Yeah.
back home.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know how much you want to let off.
I know
like,
that.
I don't know.
There's a couple of things it's in the oven, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really, I shouldn't really be disclosing much. But I think, so I was doing a lot of things back home, and it came a time where I kind of just wanted to take a step forward in business. I had like a concept for a group company, which was like an entertainment group company that then I invited Star and I said, look, I invited Firestarr and I said, look, this is what we kind of building as a team. And we have a first thing that we kind of working on, which is putting on these events. And we believe that Ace Hood had that, woke up and I knew Bugatti.
Yes,
that was-
yes.
Ace Hood.
My brother.
So I was
Is
like,
that the
okay,
only one everyone knew, though? I feel like,
Yeah,
what
but
happened
that's
to
a
Ace?
banger.
Yeah,
He
it
had,
is.
I mean, Tiago probably knows his whole catalogue.
I know,
'cause he was
hustle
working
hard.
with him.
You
Yeah,
know, like
hustle hard.
I fuck with Ace
Okay.
Hood, man.
So-
Okay.
And he's so humble as well. Like
Forgot
I know
about
him.
Ace
So
Was it good people's?
it's
We
good
never
people's,
touched on
man.
that,
It's
what
good
that
people's. You know what it
relationship
is?
was
Like I believe everyone that camp shouts out to Damien Clark, man. He's still the guy, man. Till this day, like we still connect. And you know, shout out the boy Alex Harris.
But
as
I want to
well,
be clear,
on the
Tigz.
come up.
I want to be clear, right? You didn't just book Ace Hood. You brought him over here.
Yeah.
Let's
So
just
the
be
first
clear,
time
right?
to the UK, he touched here with me. It was
your
a big
team.
investment in
Yeah.
my team. So it was a big investment, and
So different dates?
I mean, yeah, and the thing is, it was across. We were working with other promoters across Europe, and mainly, it was difficult to manage everything. I think I was like 21, 22
Yeah.
at the time, so it was a crazy experience.
Was that your first kind of experience doing something like that?
Nah, I mean, like I've always done it. My first event, I made like 4 G's just up of
Okay.
you know the
How
hype.
did you link up with Ace Hood?
That was like a connect that came through a connect, and then we just kind of said, let's reach out, and then it was like reached out, and then they got back to me like quite on a phone call and stuff, and then I was just talking to D back and forth, and I just felt his energy. D's a like crazy entrepreneur back in Miami and stuff, and the thing is like he just gave me the right energy for it, cause
Yeah.
and then I went back to the team and said, yo,
Let's do this.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's how
felt
I feel when we
these
do
people,
something.
yeah,
I mean-
these people's are ready. So
Yeah.
it just felt like the right thing to do. I mean, the event, as far as business goes, was organized to up the most standard. But I think, you know, unfortunately, some of the loss that we took there was just based on, you know, like
Inexperience, I'd say.
an experience, and not only like picking the right dates. Like it was a Thursday, 18th of September, 2013.
The funniest thing is you studied in Manny. So
I
one of the
did.
shows. So I've seen him pop off the show, or I think you were telling me about the show, and then I've said, Tigz, like, what are you saying? Man needs to be on it. he just literally turned around, Firestarr, say nothing.
Yeah.
So he put me on it. I
Yeah.
took Quiche with me.
Where was it?
This was
Ritz.
HMV Ritz.
Yeah. I used to live on top of there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Literally right above it.
Yeah.
Mad, yeah, that's mad. Small world.
Yeah, trust me. So he done the Ace Hood shows.
Yeah.
We connected. We didn't speak for a while, but he's local. As in, when you're here, right?
Yeah. When I'm here, like I obviously stay here mainly because I have commitments here.
But I
for-
say you're
for
here,
things.
but then half the time on the snap, you're in Portugal, Tory
Southside,
Lane.
baby.
He's balling out
Are
with
you
Tory
a
Lane.
jet
He's in
setter? Are you
Portugal.
here but not really
He's
here?
got-
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
about, fam. You
I
get
mean,
me?
I'm from there, so it's I'm always trying to make sure I'm home. You know what I mean?
Which
And
is nice.
I feel like like living here for a minute made me have somewhat an attachment to here, made me want to give back something to here, and that brings me on to the newest business that I've kind of put together locally, which
Yeah.
is ECP HUB. Which
Yeah, tell us more about that
so
because
it
we kind
stands
of
for
touched on it.
it stands for Empowering Creative People Hub. So
Yeah.
about empowering creative people. It's about bringing together media, music, and dance. Like I feel like everybody in that world, especially locally in east of these sides, it's difficult to get involved in anything to do with music unless you're like Fire or me that have the right connections.
You have,
and
sorry, just to interrupt, to put it out to the people, it's this whole creative process to give people locally the chance, the access.
Yeah, the
because
access.
we've done X, Y, Z, and I think when you had the opening and I came down and the presentation, there was an element of that to basically say there's people from where we're from, East
But they're not
Anglia,
together here.
and we go in, we make what we make, and we go off.
100.
And there's people here that can benefit from effectively what we've learned, picked up on. Maybe we can guide them, help them. Yeah. So that's what
I think ultimately, so breaking it down, you have the three sections, the segments, so working with media, music, and dance, and we have a space.
Yeah.
So the main thing we do is provide infrastructure, and through our infrastructure that we've put in place, we believe that we would be able to empower people who are doing media by allowing them to partake in networking events and perhaps opportunities of learning experiences.
Okay.
So thereby we have projects that they can partake, like a 12-week program running for a set amount of weeks, and then at the end of it, there's almost like a finale event. Where
So is this for a particular age group? Is it for
So
any
at the
like do you have
moment, we
specific
just-
criteria?
it's mainly creative people. So
Okay.
we're working with the creative element. Yes, we're working with the young too. Some of the work with like reoffenders and trying to make sure like some of the people that have an interest in music or maybe whatever it may be within what we cater for come out and have like an opportunity where people can guide them through. So if upcoming DJ, we have a program we're putting on. It has DJ workshops that Fire.
which I've basically said like,
Yeah.
I want to, you know what I mean, help
help
local
back,
people,
give
back.
people who have an interest in that.
So then they look up at Fire and like, oh, but he's got like Tiger, all these big names like Gigs, he's rocking with. So people are like, yo,
We
I
can elevate.
I want
How
to be
can
like
we-
him.
Yeah.
He can give 2 minutes of time for somebody who's amateur but good enough to play
No,
at a
definitely.
particular time. So, and it's mainly using like a Thiago Tigzid world connection, and then having that in like a crazy, array of people that can actually enable you to go. You learned this at the workshop, but I actually then put you to a show.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
is it
that's
kind
how
of like teaching and developing as well as networking
Yes,
as well?
yes.
and
So-
giving them the platform,
Giving
which
them
is
the
the
platform.
key thing we
And then
spoke
and then
about.
the other side is like, okay, so the local, not only local, but I mean, I've struggled with this in a lot of different places, being able to like have like a structure whereby you go to a space, and in that space you can record, you can rehearse, you can do whatever. I feel like I never had that as an artist until I kind of built myself to have that.
Yeah.
And now we have the hub.
And now we have the hub. So it's the ECP Hub, Powered to Creativity, and it's powered by iDream Academy and ISC Records, which are two of my companies. So that's kind of like we worked with the local government and local police. We worked with like.
Was it difficult to put together?
It was a headache.
It's been how long has it been in the works for?
I think
years.
it's really been in the work. under the cover, undercover, like under the sheets, as I call it, in wraps, in the oven. It's been in the oven for a minute. It's been in the oven.
Cooking.
I'd say it's been cooking for about 2 years straight.
Yeah.
But the last year really had like a outburst in
Yeah.
momentum. I believe I was working on other businesses to make sure that I kind of had an in to be able to then support something like
What
this.
gave it the biggest? You say the last year was quick. What gave it that sort of that gave you that drive? Was it because what I wanna let people know is there might be people who have the same vision as you in other cities.
Okay.
Give back to the community and
Call
whatever.
me. If
How does
that's the case, just call me, man.
holler at it.
We're trying to
You can
expand
do
out
that.
here.
Yeah, we can do it
definitely
like that.
100. That definitely like I'm up for that.
But what's the starting point for somebody who maybe you
Okay.
have people who are youth workers,
so
for
you,
example.
you gotta take everything back. It all begins with your passion.
100%.
If you don't have that unrivaled passion,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna reach your goals, because I think that everyone that has a passion and finds the passion that they have,
Yeah.
if they are able to really take on the passion that they have for whatever they're doing, and make sure they understand that's their purpose,
100.
that's the beginning of it all.
Yeah.
If they're able to find it, understand it, and then monetize on it,
Yeah.
you've cracked life. Because
That's the ultimate, isn't it? Isn't that the
that's
goal?
the
anyway?
goal. I believe
Yeah.
everybody's actually gifted
Yeah.
in somehow, some way.
You just have to.
You
It's
just have to,
find-
yeah.
find
yeah.
it,
And the
find
thing
it,
is, because
yeah.
I when I was young, I would go to anyone that could help me. And Fire's has got the same kind of attitude.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the
yeah.
annoying guy. Like, yo, do this for me. Yo. Like, you need something done.
You gotta
Like,
be
just
like
to
that,
be here
haven't I said
today,
that?
you know how many times he texts me? Like, T, make sure.
Yeah,
And the thing is, that's what it takes
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
you to where you need to get. Then
Yeah.
so be it. Because at the end of the day, the way I view things is anyone in their bedroom right now looking at this thinking, oh, I want to do this. I want to be this. I want to be that. Like, no, put music aside for a minute. Put creativity and all that aside for a minute. Just actually, as they say, what you really have around you.
Yeah.
And then what really drives you? What really makes you go, you know what? This is worth the whole 120 hours
Yeah.
I put in.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
drive home after an event that,
Yeah.
you know, like you play that with a big artist that you've always loved, and you're like, yeah,
That was
that
worth
moment.
it. That was the
That was the moment.
Them
And
moments.
sometimes it's not even monetary value. Like, monetary value is just an element.
It's an element.
It's an element.
It's a part. You can
It-
never
it's-
deny that it's a part of things, because you have to go from A to B.
100.
But there has to be a passion for, I believe, like the kind of things that you're doing to inspire others and pass on anything you can to help them.
I agree.
To kind of, a lot of people are lost. Like we were talking about the projects that are set up or that you're looking to start.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, not only are we teaching them something, but as an artist, let's not forget that, you can give them advice on
100.
how to record.
Me, the
where
team.
can I play, how can I get, it's not just teaching someone, here's a studio, make a song. We're actually then providing them, you know what? Tigz has got DJs that are going to play your song. Fire, okay, you're good enough now. How about you come and do a warm up? We're giving them
100.
not just the learning, but the platform as well.
Yeah, and I think the most important element in all of that is like just drawing back to the question you made. I feel like you should have adaptability. You should have a focus, prioritize your focus, and you should just make sure whatever you're passionate about, just get on and do it. Because if you don't, when you die, you'll regret it, and that's too late. And I feel like if you don't understand that anything is possible, it's like I can have a penguin right here and another penguin right here, and there could be a stone in the middle. How do you see that stone? One penguin says, it's blocked. Another penguin says, it's a bridge. You feel me?
Sick.
So at the end of the day, it's how you choose your perspectives of the world. I've not had the best of life.
Yeah.
It's never gave me the best. I made the best.
Yeah.
I created my environment.
No one has it perfect.
No one has it perfect.
Even if you think they do, they
100.
don't.
And this is the thing. Like, I think people just probably home feel, he's got it all going easy and shit. Like, it's
that's the thing. We
look at other people so much.
And nowadays, especially, like, everybody just like, some people rock up like, oh, you have an easy life, bro. Like, do you know how many my 10 hours off are not off. And when I do take 10 hours off, it took 100 to take them 10. Yeah. So when I do take them 10, I take them nicely. You feel me? Like, I take them like it's my time. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do.
You worked for that.
Exactly. And the thing is, people, you have an easy life. It ain't easy. It was never easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. At the end of the day, to be part of that 1% in the world, you have to be willing to do what the 99%.
Tigz, that's one of the reasons that I wanted you on here, because I've seen a person who, when in the younger years, I felt you had so many ideas,
so many things,
so many avenues. I mean, you've got avenues now, but I feel like it's more
focused.
It's you know what it is.
And this is why I felt like I needed to write a book about this. Like, Are you
writing a book?
Yeah, it's called My Reality.
Awesome.
So the reason why I started kind of thinking, I began to think that I have these things, as like my manager says, an ethos. And I have these elements that I believe people can. I don't believe there's a million ways to make $1 million, £1 million, £1 million, whatever. Like, there's a million ways to make $1 million, and every million way will be unique and different to that million, and to that environment, to that particular individual, whatever. So I feel like what you can teach people is not how to make the money, almost like, get a mortgage, remortgage, cool. That's a strategy, cool. But it's more about the ethos of a person and changing the way you think and perceive and accept, and understanding your energy and how did you
make that change from, you must have had times when you were thinking about all of these ideas where everything, like we said, wasn't rosy, it wasn't given, and there's people who maybe struggle every day with like doubt, you know what I mean? Self-doubt kind of 100. Thing.
I think the self-doubt it plays a role even today, by the way. So it plays a role every time. Even when I'm like, I'm in a recording process right now, so I'm listening to things and I'm like,
oh yeah, shit, new album soon coming.
Yeah, new work.
We're cooking.
It's cooking. It's in the oven. But yeah, so hopefully it won't take the 2 years though. But yeah, so we have some crazy features on that as well. But yeah, so basically, like, I think it's mainly about understanding the why, because for me, I have like 3 clear things in my mind in why I do this. It's like, I understand my passion, I understand what my call was as such, and I'm just kind of following that and remembering that when I die, I want to change disadvantaged lives. I want to make sure I do it for my family first and foremost, 100%. And I want to make sure I leave a legacy. So family, disadvantaged lives, and legacy makes me drive everything I'm doing. This is stress. Building this whole thing is stress. It's not for everybody. But at the end of the day, in my head, I'm telling myself, I'm trying to set that 1%. It's not for everyone. It's not cut for everyone. So you have to kind of choose to look at the bright side and be grateful every single minute for even being able to breathe. Other than thinking, I've got this 10K I got to spend right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, instead of thinking like that, think that 10K is going to make me $1 million.
What triggered you to have that outlook?
I believe some people everyone's born with it, but some people just realize it early on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because there's a lot of people who are waiting for it. It's like an ephany. They're waiting for it. And 100. It hasn't happened.
I think my moment was so when kind of early days, my mom's always said to me, you could do whatever you want to do as long as you really want it.
Yeah.
And because given our like circumstances, I grew up seeing my mom struggle. You feel me? And that was my big drive. That's why family's like number one.
Yeah.
Because that was my drive, like seeing my mom pay things in, like, you know, she couldn't pay certain things in a certain way, and then we'd just be stuck in debt or whatever it may be, and we'd be stuck in situations that, you know, like basically have a financial implication that's not allowing us to live normally. Yeah. And I think, why are we not living just normal? Like, my friends can go on holidays and you like, I'm here stuck thinking about, you know, I'm 15, 16 trying to hustle my way through, but thinking, yo, what can I do now? You know, what can I do next? So I just got a book when I was like 15 at the time. I got a book. I started this dance group way back when I was 14. And by the time I was 15, I got this book in which I would write every single idea that I'm now executing down.
Yeah.
In just a way, almost like children's writing way. So I'd write it in a way where one day have an agency that does this. One day have a company that does jewelry. One day has, and then the jewelry's like this. And when I was like coming up under like education, they would say, oh yeah, why don't you go and do some performing arts or music production or whatever? And I was like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. And then I did this test at school, and it came out. It came out saying 100% entrepreneur, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, you know what I mean? What is an entrepreneur?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, could you explain what?" And then teacher was like, "Yeah, an entrepreneur is someone that builds serial businesses and just has various ways of making income." And I was like, "This is what I've been writing about my whole time." Like, I think that's exactly it. Like, I think then I was like 16 by then, and by then I'd made my mind up. I went from earning about £2 something, like very low in a local job that I was doing at the time, to making like 100 times more an hour. You know, like, and only using the talent, only using the fact that I was dancing and people knew me for that and things like that. So I think it's about understanding the importance that passion can drive you and where it can drive you. And for me, like, I think my real reason behind it at first wasn't the spark, was the struggle. It was like, I think J. Cole's got a song where he says there's beauty in the struggle. And I fully believe that, because like, if somebody gave me £10 million right now, I ain't made $1 million.
Yeah.
But if somebody gave me 10 million, it would kind of fuck the story up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It would fuck it up, because I'm on the way to something, and I feel like I've planned all of this shit out, and I'm about to execute. I need to firm a few L's, and you know what I mean? I kind of, you know what I mean? And if somebody kind of undercuts that, that's why I told my friend, listen, why are you so worried about the lottery? Like, I ain't trying to get no fuck playing like all of that, because at the end of the day, this is your lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you execute what this is, you'll be able to understand it, like, to a level where you can make it as much as what you want to make it. You know what I mean? As long as you really want it.
Yeah.
And if you don't want it, it's just defined by how you are. It's just, some people are cool with a 9 to 5. Like, I ain't cool with that. Like, I ain't cool with having to work for somebody the whole year and taking 30 days off. Nah.
Yeah.
I'll take 60 if I want. I'll take 90, but I'll work for that. You know what I mean? So.
But you come across so passionate. You can see it. That's why you've got to where you are. Yeah. I think. And there's some people, you're right, they don't want it that bad.
Yeah.
They don't want it bad enough.
That's what it boils down to. Or sometimes it's not even the want. It's like I believe I have this thing I talk about in my book, which is like, what are your definition of dreams? You know, dreams to me, given the right infrastructure, they're achievable. So dreams to me are just objectives. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like some people have this notion of having like their early day dreams shut down quickly.
And they give up.
And they give up. And whether that's just like us at home with family and friends, whether it's actually in an educational institution where they tell you, nah, you'll never be shit. You know what I mean? So it's about having the thing in your mind, knowing that, okay, so I've got this thing I want to do, and then somebody just shut it down. Like, oh, I wanted to be somebody who did rock climbing, whatever. Yeah, and then someone's like, nah, that don't even earn no money. Shut that down. Like, Dad said, that don't even, like, my pops just said, nah, loud. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just cut. So, in your early days, you've been cut from it. When you're a child, you have them dreams. Yeah. Trust me, you have them dreams. Yeah. Like, if you ask children right now, they got them dreams. Children will tell you, like, I want to be a fireman. I want to be, because they have them dreams. And my dream when I was 2 or 3, I was playing around with pianos and little like microphones. And getting paid to dance, and I wouldn't do it unless I got paid. So my hustle was on, you know what I mean? Like I was like, nah, if I ain't got the, I ain't, nah. Then the money came out, I was like, yo, so, you know what I mean? So I kind of like, I picked up that, I think, like quite early on. And that made me kind of.
How important is because we've spoken a lot, obviously, about just the giving back side. Do you know what I mean? The programs that the hub's gonna the local, that we're going to give back to what we can give to the local community. How would you describe your sort of passion for wanting to, I don't know, let's say locally for us to
Okay, I think this is
others
okay.
to
So
become something.
locally, like here in particular, like I never had a structure to help me in my goals. And living between here and the south, back home, Southside Lisbon. So I made a lot of friends, connections, and I understood that people needed empowerment, and empowerment generally meant just infrastructure. If I had a space where I could come and just pay, I don't know, £1,000 and have an EP done, I would do it. I would save that 1K. There's one goal, and I've got to go to these people who are experts in the industry.
Who will give you
They're messing with the
everything
right
that
people. They're not, and they'll just give it to me.
Yeah.
They won't give it to me. I'll be able to work for it, but they'll give me the information and some guidance. Let's be real. Not everybody's gonna make it the same way. You feel me? Like somebody just gonna make. And this is the thing. Everybody around music and everything just needs to understand. Most times, just take a managerial role. Take a back role. Be a DJ instead. Like everybody wants to be this main man at the moment. Like everybody wants to be kind of front stage.
In an artist.
In an artist perspective.
Artist
right now, I felt like even writers and producers just trying to make sure they take front stage.
Oh,
and
as
it's
in
like
producers want to make the...
It's like, look.
Talk about that?
Look.
Producer, but in a way, producers probably feel you could expand on... we can talk about this.
Yeah,
from
100.
an artist point of view and a DJ point of view. Producers probably have felt for a long time that they don't get their just dues. Do you know what I mean? And when they make a joint, no one really knows. They might get...
So take. I would take. I wouldn't even say producers are the problem, because those men, they are in the front line. I would say it's more people like that. People that do, say, the writing, for example.
Yeah.
And then they kind of, you got great examples out there, like people who write stuff and then they do it for themselves. They write for Chris Brown and it's great, but they write for themselves and never pops. So it's look, you have a role, play your role. But I just feel like a lot of artists on the come up feel like they need to be main stage, like front line. And the thing is, sometimes when you trying something for so long, just try something else. Like try and sometimes to get to that one particular goal, you have a different avenue you have to take. And not everyone's way is the same.
That's
like,
an interesting outlet. It's very interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Because I just feel like everybody, like, they might come to, I want to be a rapper, I want to be... Okay, so he's good at writing, but your flow is kind of... Why don't you just write for him?
Yeah, but at the same time...
And here's a team. Here's a team.
That's a fair point, but the flip side of that is if someone's got a dream to be an artist...
It doesn't mean...
effectively saying to them,
I'm saying
that dream up, bro.
No, I'm saying you can definitely reach that goal, but right this moment, this is an essential thing I'm about to say. So right this moment, play on your strength.
Yeah.
To strengthen your weakness. You're not good with your flows, but you're good in writing.
Yeah.
So get this right tight shit, man. Just give it to Dex. I'll write I'd write something for someone like Drake. I would do it.
Yeah.
I would take the back seat for that. And you know why? Just the credit off the back of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as an exemplification. It's not, obviously I wouldn't go and write something for Drake at this present time. You feel me? But I'm just saying I would, because it makes sense. This is why The Weeknd did it. This is why Party Next Door did it. You know, like, because you have to play it intelligently. What you're a product. This is a Samsung, right? You know how many designers, how many people built this thing? It's the same thing. When you Tigzid, right? This name Tigzid.
Yeah.
That has a team. I've got a manager. I've got somebody who's looking after the publicist stuff. There's a team involved. There's people who are in the studio. There's an executive producer. Shouts out to Naldo. But do you understand? It's just...
He's in the studio now waiting for you to come
Mike. But yeah, so yeah, man, it's about understanding, just play your role sometimes.
But sometimes I think the thing is, if you want to do one thing, you don't want to be told you're not good at that. You're not good enough to be that.
And the thing is, I would not say you're not good enough. I would say that's your weaker side. This is me choosing to be a positive outlook.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't like hitting anyone with negativity. It's constructive criticism. So it's like, look, you're great at writing, but your flows are not as great as your writing. So as an avenue, why don't you allow the writing to take off and begin forming relationships with people who are great at putting what you wrote down and put it out.
See, but even
and then post that whilst you're doing that, build yourself, strengthen your weakness to a point where you can then perform it yourself. That's an avenue. I'm just saying, everybody's just trying to be the main man. Sometimes take a different.
Now the thing with that is
take a different route.
The only to get to that, to have that level or to have that feedback, essentially they need people who can advise them. Like we're saying, they need that level of guidance, don't they? Not everyone has that level
100
of
and
sort of feedback or people around them.
Yeah.
You might get someone who's been trying to bust for like 20 years as a rapper, do you know what I mean? Because they're brethren, the people around them are just keep telling them they're great.
Exactly. They haven't tried anything else which might actually work for them.
And the thing is, this is why I think, you know, like, I have to put people in places all the time. I have a saying which is like, understand levels, respect positions. Everybody just plays their role. Yeah. And this is what makes the thing tick. You know, these artists that are out there, like whatever big artist you can think of, has a machine of people around them. Like you look at Ariana Grande, like you look at one of the written songs she's got in the top 10 right now. Yeah. There's 5 writers on that. You know what I'm saying? There's 5 people writing, there's 2 producers, there's like 3 engineers, there's 1 guy that mastered it. There's like, you know what I mean? That's a whole team of people. Everybody playing their role.
But I think to throw into that, never be scared as an artist
100.
to ask opinion outside of your circle, because you need to get that
100.
response from a sort of
100.
random. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
do you know what I do?
Because that's what's gonna.
This is another thing, Fire. You know what I do? I'll play some shit sometimes in the car or whatever, and I'm like, yo, you feeling it?
And you won't tell him.
I won't tell him it's me. I was like, yo, who's that? Is that a new guy? I think I heard this, you know, like
essential skill.
And then in the back of that, they're like, and I'm like, who does that sound like? I don't know, you know. So I'm trying to look for that. Okay.
You're trying to just get the realness.
So it don't sound like anyone. It sounds like me. Yeah. That's me, by the way. Nah, shut up. Yeah. Play that back. So
it's like, It's like if he knows off the bat, if they know off the bat it's Tigz, they're gonna gas you.
They're gonna gas because it's my boy. So it's like, or girlmate, whatever. It's just like, they're my people. So they ain't trying to tell me, no, I ain't really feeling that. You know what I mean? And the thing is, in the studio, ultimately, I'm the most critical person towards myself. So it's like, I could show you something that's been produced by like Cardiac Flatline and these people like that just produced for Rick Ross and things like that. And you'd think, why did you not put this out? I just wouldn't. It's not ready.
That's like I was creativity.
I was kind of shaping myself, you know, like putting other people in the ISC forward and stuff, which is like a movement, a group. So it's what I'm trying to get at here is not telling. I'm not discouraging anyone to take the front stage and do it. I'm just saying, play on your strength, so you can get to it quicker. Than what you could by trying to firm a few L's. Don't get me wrong. Some people who are not greatly skilled in one area may have that hit and just fly off. Yeah. You know? But then the backside of that is, if you fly off that quick, you need to maintain flight.
Sustainable.
You need to maintain flight.
How do you feel? So with that said, we're talking about less, you know, people should get opinion from outside circles and all that sort of stuff. In this day and age, how do you perceive it? Do you perceive it like how I do, where people are so scared to ask outside of immediate circles just solely because of like the era we live in? People can be so critical. People, if somebody throws something out on Insta, for example, an Insta vid, they might bang a freestyle or something. You might get 100 people liking it. It's that one person who tells you it was fucking shit that
but look,
you take to the heart.
This is again, you're not gonna listen. Reality check. You ain't pleasing everybody.
Yeah.
You ain't You ain't out to pleasing. Like me, I'll make music that if I'm comfortable with my music,
you're happy.
I'm happy. Do you know what I'm saying? And then if I'm in 10 people in the room and they say that I'm jigging to this, I'm liking it. Like
you're even more happy.
I'm even more happy because I'm like, you can relate to a story I'm saying. You can relate to whatever I was feeling when I wrote that. And it's about understanding the importance that holds. Like some people have to play a role at certain stages to get to where they need to get. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, you can get started today rather than 10 years from now. And that today is just by playing on your strengths. And that, by the way, that's not just music. That's in anything you're doing. Like, you know your strengths. Okay, I'm good at writing. Go and write for some people. I'm writing a book at the moment, but I'm not even actually fully sitting down writing my book. I'm expressing what I'm saying to some people, and they like writing and formulating it into text for me, and then we're both reading it.
Because you know that's
cool.
their skill.
That's their skill. That's what they do. They write. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how business has structures behind every single corner that you can think of, and these structures are just set in place. And sometimes those are not visible. They're almost like you need to X-ray and go, oh shit, there's so many people behind this one thing. You know, there's like even just this setup. There's so many things going on in this particular setup that at home nobody's gonna see it. You know what I mean? They're not gonna really see how the effort, the whole setup, the whole. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like the structure behind things sometimes is, and when you take a different angle, it allows you to think differently. Be open. You're not just like, nah, I'm gonna be a rapper, just rapper only. Like, and I hate when people put me in a box. Like, don't put me in a box. I'm not a rapper as such. I'm a musician. I make music. I'm an artist. Like, I will create whatever sound I want to at the time that I feel what I feel. You know, like my mom's from Angola. My dad's from Cape Verde. I was born in Portugal, that's where I'm from. Like, I'm gonna make stuff that I grew up around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna bring my heritage around. Yes, I do mainly follow hip hop and stuff, but I do stuff that I can rap on an Afro beat and be cool, because that's. Do you understand? That's kind of like the heritage. Because you can. Because I can. And I don't want to put... I don't want no one to put me in a box, you feel me? So don't let no one else put you in a box, but just play by your strength. The moment I began to play by my strength, by the way, is the moment I began to just win. And that's why I'm saying that.
It's that finding your strength, though. I think sometimes you want to do something so bad that you forget it might not be your strength. Yes.
And this is the thing. It's like one time someone told me, like, you built all these businesses and stuff. You're great at like just understanding what people need to do to get to where they're gonna get. Why don't you mentor? I was like, damn.
Oh shit.
That makes me one of the most strongest revenue streams I have right now.
Yeah.
And shout out to my mentees like Vivek, Ollie. You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy.
You got all these people that just need guidance. They just need someone to speak to and understand like what. Do you know what I mean? Just like, oh, what do I do now?
That's what I mean. That's what I keep harping on about. Like, never be scared to sort of, you know, I keep going back to it, but we're in an environment where people, sometimes they are scared to ask for help or express how they feel or whatever. Just sometimes you have to just reach out to somebody who's doing something and just openly just say, look, this is what I do. I get people on a basic level of, here's my new joint. Endlessly. My DMs, you know what I mean? It's just tracks. What do you think of this? Can you spin this? They want, as much as they want support for the track, they actually want somebody to tell them, someone who they maybe see doing things, to give them an honest feedback. And I'd like to think that most people are accepting of like reaching out to somebody. They receive a message to say, oh, tell me what you think of this. Give me your honest sort of opinion.
Feedback,
do you know what I mean? And that's just
100.
really important. Like people
100.
not being afraid to kind of
take that step.
Yeah, man, to reach
I
out.
I agree.
You know?
And I think that's an important element of whatever's being done at the particular time. Like, I think, you know, feedback, sometimes I'm so caught up in like my ideas and stuff that I'm like, yo, is this like, after reality checks, I'll ring my manager, like, yo, by the way, did you just have a look at what, just quick have a look at this, or what do you think of that? And when I hear back, she's going, yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. I was just kind of checking myself to myself, kind of checking back, because business is a lonely journey, by the way. Like, whatever you do, when you become devoted to whatever you do, it's a lonely journey. And it's lonely, do you know why? Because everyone else is on their 9 to 5. Everyone else is just too busy doing their normal life, that when they're not busy, you are busy. Because you're actually double busy. You're more busy than them. Yeah. You're way busier than them. Like, and the thing is, nobody's going to understand that until you make it there. So it's like...
Big facts.
They won't understand. They'll be like, oh, why is he so... Like, I get hit up like... And this is what people like, even in... Sometimes I'm just kicking it in the office, and people are like, oh, you guys work up so late. Yeah. Why'd you work so late? I'm like, I'm trying to be a billionaire.
Mad.
And the silence hits. It's like, what else can you ask? I'm trying to be a billionaire.
There's nothing to say. Yeah.
You got a question about that? Oh, like that. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Like, that's the reason why I'm right here. It's 12 o'clock at night, whatever. And I'm right here writing, recording, whatever I need to be doing at that particular time, handling a meeting, over in US conference calls, whatever I'm doing at that particular time It's just one more small incremental step on a daily
People don't
basis.
realize what it takes sometimes. People think it's easier than what it actually
100.
is. Definitely.
The before I forget, what was I going to ask you? Oh yeah. So obviously, even though it's a regional thing, the projects and the hub, I just want to throw out to people that myself, you as an artist, like, hit us up if you have like stuff you want Tigz to listen to as an artist. I'm sure you know what I mean? You're taking DMs. You can, respond to a couple of people who have got maybe things they want you to hear, get an opinion of. And the other thing off the back of what you just said, on the journey, give me your opinion on how do you feel about, how many people have you had to cut off? Let's talk about that just quickly. I know you want to duck, so let's just.
The thing
you
is,
you said it's a lonely journey.
It's a lonely journey. Let me explain something. So I believe in like there's good and evil. I believe there's good and evil. I believe that some people have doubts that build insecurities. I believe that ego plays a role in that, and ego gets the best of you when you're in that environment. I believe that I'm very devoted. I make stuff happen. If Fire will tell you, like, if I'm one to say I'm gonna make that happen, I'm gonna make it happen. Every single thing I speak will speak and exist into existence, because I have the energy and I control my environment for that. And I think if I'm in control like that, and other people who are supposedly backing me are not, that's what causes almost like a disruption.
Yeah.
As one of my boys would say, is because there was a collision there. There was a collision in the future, so things just part way their natural way. My take on that is that, I believe everybody's way stronger as a unit, as united as you can be. Yeah, definitely. Because if everybody plays their role in that unit, the boat could really move.
But it's when people are not playing their roles.
Not only, don't let temporary greed ruin your long-term success. Yeah. Because you got temporary ego moments where you can be like,
we don't need that. We don't fucking want him. We don't need to fuck with him, whatever it might be, right?
And you know what it is? It's like, I'm not even like, how can I say? I wouldn't even say it's like to the general from 10 years up. Like, I would say it's more of a learning curve for everybody, and I have to respect that learning curve for me, learning curve for whoever takes those decisions. And it's about understanding that not everybody gonna ride with you to the end, but those who do eat the best. Yeah. And that's that, because you have to understand that not everybody's gonna see things the same way you are. When you're in this boat and you're rowing at this speed and someone else is rowing like kind of at this speed in a different direction, it's making the boat kind of hold tight. And what that is just an analogy to energies. That's energies. Yeah. Energy circulate in a room. My energy's forward going. Yeah. It's like I'm in this thing and I've picked up some speed. Yeah. And I'm about to.
So now would you say you're at a point where when you feel that disruption?
Yeah, I'm like on it. Like I'm like, cool. That cut next. Like I'm almost like, cool, see you. Like I ain't even stopping, holding, you know what? And the greatest thing about it is I've become so good in this energy space thing is I just detect it. Yeah. And I watch it. I'm a people watcher. I watch how people move. And I detect it from early days. I detect just how everybody moves around me. And I'm like, that and that is most likely.
And I think to say to people who are who if they come across
count on yourself.
If they come across somebody who they look up to, but they might feel a part of that scares them. Okay. Do not be scared to just openly say how you feel, because once it's out of your system, someone sees you Tigz shining and they you know what I mean, that part of them thinks, but I'm not making no moves. Sit down and have a conversation.
100. And this is the thing that I'm saying. Like, I believe everyone's better off as a unit, and just be clear. Like, for me, I'm an assertive, direct person. I'm like, yo, this is how I feel about that. Mm-hmm. Like my best friends are my best friends till this day, because we if we need to swing, we'll swing there and then. Like we'll swing, we'll iron it out. It's like, yo, bro, can we get a drink? Let's get a drink. Yeah. Whatever. Like it's done. It's almost like scrap play back in primary school. It's whatever.
Like, let's resolve this. Let's
address it, resolve it, and then
let's not let it linger. Manifest.
100. Because when you let any kind of energy accumulate and linger. When it lingers, it accumulates. When it accumulates, it can explode, and that's when collisions cause collateral damage. And that's the thing. And when it's like damage in a specific way that you can't fix that no more, it's fucked. It's gone. Like, because the same way you ride with someone, you don't, and the thing is not that you don't, you just don't fuck with them no more. It's like, nah, bro. Like, we good. But you do you, I do me, and that's, I think, just be clear. Whatever your intentions are, whatever you're doing in life, just be clear, man. Just be 100 clear. Like, don't do anything out of character, man. Just act within your own right. Like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to do this. You know, like, that's important. That for anyone, not for any just specific industry, whatever. Like, whatever it is, I'm straightforward. I'll say, look, you get 10 for this. Do you want it? Yeah. Cool. Shake on that. Yeah. Just stick to that word. Like, if that's no longer the case, let me know. Then X, like, and there'll be a next one. And the thing is, I've learned to just systematically have backups of backups. So if somebody kind of in my journey yellows out or blanks out, or almost like becomes like just invalid, it's like in my system, in my head, in my the way I'm configured, it would just go shut that off, activate this. So this is on. And
it comes with experience, bro.
100.
Like, because your journey, I've seen it.
You can't count on just one.
Like, you're still learning.
100. Right? And you can't count on someone else to make your success work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't. Money is buying time. That's how I see money. Like, money buys time. And if people can give time for money, that's what I need to get. I need to get a bit more money so I can buy a bit more time on my day. If I have 20 people working on this one project that I have, when they wake up 9 to 5, my hours in that day have just become times 20, you know, So as long as they're doing their role, which is again important, and doing it well, doesn't matter. Don't matter who does it. If you're great, someone else is great too, bro. Like, it's gonna be about unrivaled and determined, just determined dedication, and 100%. That's what will set someone a difference. It's not that Bill Gates was way better than someone else. No, it's just he just went all the way in.
Bro, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that whole, the word I use for it is perseverance, man. In your passion, do you know what I mean? Like, being able to just keep going and just keep pushing, you know? And eventually, like, doors will open, people will see that you're serious. It takes that element.
It takes you to make that groundbreaking move to be like, I'm here. I'm here. You know what I mean? It's like, boom, okay. He wasn't playing. Yeah. He wasn't playing.
He ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. People need to find that passion, though. I see too many people with ideas who have, even they're smart enough to know how to execute, but they just don't have the passion or the drive to do it. Give up. Or they're not confident enough to push themselves.
As well as that, though, like, I keep touching your circle. You know, like, most of the time, I spend time by myself, or people that just in the same hunger as me. Yeah. So it's like, to keep in that I know mindset. When I'm with Fire, like, he's got hunger. So when we speak, it's going to be like, we need a minute. You know what I mean? We need to get the, you need this, you need that. So when we walk away, it's like, yeah, man, like, you know what I mean? Really like, important. And that's important because if you're with people that are like, bro, fuck all that. Like, don't do that here. Take this, smoke that. Like, you know what I mean? You're all of a sudden, drink this, bro. Like, loud that. Think about that tomorrow. So all of a sudden, like, all that passion, that energy, it's gone on something else. It's gone on something else, and you've just completely wasted it. And because you've not realized what's going on until it's like almost late. You kind of just taking over with that, and you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna just keep it.
That is so true, honestly. Like, it's a different feeling when you're around people like that compared to when you're around people who are on the same vibe as you, who are on the same path. I mean,
that message is more than ever now, though. People, I said that.
That's why your circle gets smaller. The older you get, your circle gets smaller.
People say keep the circle tight and, you know, make sure you're around people that uplift you, but it's facts.
100. Like, if I was around the wrong people,
you'd be doing the wrong thing.
So many things that have happened to those people would have happened with me involved in it somewhere. Yeah. And I don't have the time to allow or energy to allow anyone to even hold a control in my occurrences in my environment. Like, I don't have the time for that. It's like, bro, you either in it and we win, or you bounce and I still win. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I spend time, you know, people with funny energy, you won't catch them around me for long. Yeah. It's like, we're here, we chat, we good. Yo, I'll see you
I'm with you on that one, yeah.
100, because I'm just like, woo, them bad vibes over there. Like, I ain't with that. I ain't with that at all. full. Like, I'm not with that.
But if you are, I guess, again, if you are doing your thing and you do feel, there might be people out there who feel like, oh, the environment around me is not the greatest, right? But I think it's important to tell those people to kind of reach out, connect with others, right? Try and how do you how do they come out of that zone?
I would say first and foremost, analyze your environment. Second, play on your strengths. What defines success what defines an idea that's successful and an idea that's not successful? It's simply execution. Everybody has 100 ideas.
Yeah.
Only one guy will take it all the way, or one female, one individual will take it all the way there. And then all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? Like, I had the idea. Like, them portable chargers? Me and my friend were kicking it one time and I was like, bro, crazy if we built these chargers, right? And everybody could just rock with them. And So we built this whole concept in this guy, Antonio, shouts out Nero K. So like we was in the house going crazy about the idea, like writing in the book. We were still in school, I believe. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, a few years later, it came out. So somebody done thought of that and then just made sure that it happened. And this is why I say, in my ideas, I speak every single one of them in existence. I adapt. I make sure that I just have the right energies around me and I prioritize my focus. And those adaptability, prioritization of your focuses, and just making sure you have the right energies around you. Like look at what's going on and just make decisions, man. Some people if you have someone else with some fuckboy energy around you, it's gonna attract fuckboy shit. Like, I don't need that. I know people from A to B, all kinds of people. You feel me? All 100%. Kinds of people. From back in South with the dirtiest, grumpiest, and the streets. What I'm trying to say, all the way to businessmen in the office and
the
councilmen,
business side, the artist
and councilmen.
side, the
You know what I mean? Government.
Side.
You know what I mean? Like I know both sides. And the thing is, I know how much of a thing can seem great to you whilst you're blinded to the reality of what it really is. Like seeing this guy bling up in the club is great. Yeah. But knowing that he can get bagged for any minute, that ain't great. Yeah. Knowing that he can't even sleep, that ain't great. Like I've been around people that we have to look twice where we walking. Yo, who's that? I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be fully embedded in that.
No, you're not trying.
I'd rather just have.
Not trying to have that problem.
100. And the same side on the other side. I don't want to be all super uptight either. It's like you have to just make sure you're yourself. I'm myself. This is my environment. But I just control the people I surround myself with, frequently.
Yeah. And on a ground level, for I keep going back to it, but I think you have to look at it in relation to on a ground level for people. Try and reach out to people around you who have got knowledge, and I'm 99% confident they want to share that knowledge. Do you know what I mean? Most people like to inspire others, right?
Yes, and knowing that you can inspire someone, it's inspiring to self. Yeah, because you're like, oh, somebody is reading.
Someone is listening. Someone is watching.
Somebody's watching.
Kind of makes it all worth it a bit, because sometimes you're going and going and you're like, is this even... Who's even noticing me? Is even anyone noticing?
And the thing is, people nowadays just show more love, man. Yeah. I know you're watching. Put the like on it when you watch it.
They just don't.
Make sure just comment. Like don't just wait, because if Travis Scott's got a new song, you're liking it, sharing it, views. But make sure when Tigzid drops, when Fire's got a rave, whatever, just make sure you hit that like button. You feel me? Make sure you hit that. Comment. Make sure you say, just show the love. Like,
how many times do we have this?
It doesn't cost any money. It doesn't cost any money to do that.
When you come back on, but
100.
Show the love.
They don't cost no money.
What are you waiting for? You're waiting to see man on the bigger stage.
Yeah, and then be like, I've been watching you for 10 years, bro. And that's gonna sit on my 100,000 DMs. Like, and I'm not probably gonna have the time to get back to you. The real people, 100. The real people are the ones that support you sort of from the get go. Yeah. Not the watchers, and everybody just watching, listening. Make sure if you're enjoying what's going on, just reach out to your friend, whoever that person may be. Put a heart on that, put a little like on that, just move with a recognition.
If you like it, share it.
Don't.
Drake don't need no more support, man. Spread it to us. We need it. I'm in for that.
Love to Drake, though. All love, man. But I feel like, 100. Just make sure you just share the love, man, on that note, just Share the love, man. It doesn't cost anything.
Completely.
I see something I appreciate. I'm like, yo, love that. Send me that. I'm going to share it. You know what I mean? But right now, at this present time, I may seem ignorant on social media, by the way, because I'm so focused on what I'm doing that I'm actually just posting and not even seeing what everyone else is doing. Because you can get caught up too much on what everyone else is doing.
For people, we're going to leave let's do the socials.
Oh, yeah.
Throw out the socials so people can hit us up.
So just following on from you said, everyone, come on, hit us up. And I'm on reshma.shohan on Instagram.
At Tigzid, that's Tigzid, baby.
We'll put everyone's
we're gonna
socials
throw
on,
up
so
your stuff
don't worry,
everywhere.
they'll
There'll be
know.
vids, you know what I mean? And obviously, DJ Firestarr. Hashtag, I'm not new to this.
This will be up on Spotify, YouTube. So if you've seen it, subscribe, follow. You know, like
artists.
100.
Are you producers? Producers, I need to. I've been
hitting
a few, but
hit me up with that beat folder, man. Pull up.
Tigz wants that fire, so I know a couple of you producers who know me, certified
100.
Tigz. We need some beats.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, I need beats. Whatever producers are out there just trying to get out there. Like I have major investment that's kind of taking place into this. Being channeled into this. I would say major. I have investment. It's not major. You know, major's millions. I don't have millions. I have some investment that's really going into that's going into this project, and I believe, you know, like it's gonna be shaking the ground when we hit it. You know, so Southside Lisbon for life.
Bro, I appreciate you passing through.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you. Got the family waiting.
Yeah, man. Cool. Peace. We're out. Episode
12.
12. Lucky number that, eh?
Come on.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.